Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having a great October so far. Now, I am going to be putting together my quarter scale custom 1978 Michael Myers figure. You've already seen it on the channel because I've had him set up before, but I only have the one Cool Models quarter scale body, and I did change it into a 2018 Myers, and that's the way he's been for about a year. But the proportions work a lot better when he's a 78. It's just because of the proportions of the custom's head sculpt there. That just works a lot better on this body. The 2018 NECA head that I was using seems to be a bit big for this body. Proportion wise just wasn't really working for me. So I'm going to switch him back to a 78 Myers. I've got everything I need to do it. I'm not saying this is going to be easy for you to do because these parts that I'm using, they're very custom, expensive, quite hard to come by. I'll run through what we have here. So fundamentals, you got your body. That is quite easy to come by. It's a Cool Models, that's C00 Models quarter scale body. You can find them on eBay, and I guess they're about 80 to maybe 90 pounds, something like that. The boots, that's always the biggest problem with putting together a custom quarter scale Myers figure. I'm actually using, because this was when it was a 2018 Myers, I used the boots from the NECA official 2018 quarter scale Michael Myers figure and basically just epoxied them onto the peg here, which is cool because you can still move them forward and back, and a little bit of pivot as well. They actually do move a little bit, although I don't like to mess with them too much. So they aren't accurate to the 78 film. They're actually, like I say, from the 2018 NECA figure, but they're good sturdy boots, and once the coveralls come down around the ankles there, you can't tell. The only bit you can see is the tread and the tip. So that's good enough for me. Then we have the coveralls, which are custom coveralls made by Tanila from Tanila's Customs. And these are very expensive, so do know that going in, especially for these quarter scale ones. So they are quite pricey. Then we have this head sculpt, which is made by One's Customs, legendary guy in the game, one of the first to, show us custom Myers stuff, or certainly the first guy I ever saw on YouTube with custom Michael Myers figures. So that has been rehaired, and inside where the eyes are, I have painted around the eyes a bit darker because they were a bit too prominent. The eyes are still there, you still see them, but I just wanted them to be a bit more subtle, so I painted dark around the eyes. And then we have the Shadow Fergo, real metal and wood, movie accurate Lamson knife from 1978. You can find Shadow Fergo on Instagram. He makes custom weapons. The two hands, the Cool Models body came with a lot more than just these hands, but these are the ones I use. These are the ones that I've weathered and made them look all nasty. So you've got a knife holding your hand and a relaxed hand. And the pumpkin is by Mr. John Pearson, a good friend of mine who has made some incredible pumpkins in different scales. And the black t-shirt comes with the Tanila's Customs coveralls. They actually come with a knife as well, but I'm definitely going to be using the one by Shadow Fergo because you just can't beat him when it comes to stuff like this. He's amazing. So that is everything. We've got a body, boots attached, custom head sculpt, custom knife, custom pumpkin, custom coveralls and t-shirt, and the hands. I'm going to start putting them together now, and yeah, should be fun. It's nice to have him back on display. Now, just before I start putting on the clothes, just show you the figure standing up. And the boots are really solid. He stands up really well with those attached. And you've got a little bullet hole there from where I was trying to do the 2018 battle damage and stuff. So, the One's Customs head is really, really fantastic though. Very, very cool. I do actually have a another custom head here by Mr. Ryan Harper, which is absolutely incredible. I use it on my NECA old 1978 custom. Actually, sorry, what we're talking about is not custom. My old NECA official Michael Myers 78 figure, the quarter scale one that they made. But it's a little bit too small for that, if I'm being honest. And I think the reason I don't use it on this one is because it was a bit too small for this too. But it's a damn shame because it's such a good sculpt. I'll try putting it on there. I need both hands because it's full of blue tack from when I had it on the NECA one. But if I remember correctly, it was a bit too small for this. But we'll just double check. Alright, so just hollow inside the Ryan Harper head. That does go on there nicely. I think, I don't know, it might be okay. We'll try both, but I have a feeling, I remember from when I originally tried it, I think it was a little bit off scale, but we'll see. We'll try that one as well. Alright, let me put the t-shirt on. That's the next thing to do. Alright, so the t-shirt is on the body, and it fits absolutely perfectly. I noticed, because I have, obviously, these custom 78 coveralls from Tennille in quarter scale that come with the black t-shirt, and I also have the 2018 custom coveralls from Tennille in quarter scale. They come with the more kind of bluish t-shirt, but the t-shirt that comes with the 2018 is a little bit more loose around the neck, and it does kind of expose the seam that you get, or the joint between this separate neck and the body, because you get that kind of line around here, but this t-shirt is covering up that line perfectly, so you don't see it. So let's get the coveralls on. These are incredible. They're expensive, but you get what you pay for. They are incredibly well made. The lighting in here and the camera is making these look a bit more dark navy blue than they actually are in person. They are a bluish tone, but there's definitely a bit more of a charcoal grey blue in reality thing happening here. It's the nighttime, the artificial lighting, and the Samsung phone I'm using is making them look a little bit more dark navy blue than they really are in person. But enough of that, let's get the coveralls on the body. Get him looking good. Alright, so the coveralls are on the body, and I am using just the basic video camera on my phone now rather than the pro video mode, which you can do all kinds of different tweaks and color settings and all that stuff. This is just the basic camera, so you are getting a little bit more of a true kind of look at what the coveralls are really like with their color. As you can see, they fit on the Cool Model's body pretty much perfectly. They come to the perfect point on the ankles here, and as I said, you can't see any of the work I had to do to get the necker boots onto the Cool Model's body. There just really isn't any, you know, accurate quarter scale boots on eBay. Shout out to Mike Echo, who did send me a link to some quarter scale boots that he saw on eBay. I think they were actually from a Terminator T1000 Enterbay figure. So they weren't accurate, but they would have worked, you know. I mean, you put them on and you only see this bit, so I'm sure I would have got away with it. But I think if I ever do put another one of these together, I'll just do what I did again. I'll have to buy another quarter scale 2018 necker figure and just rob the boots. It's a bit of a pain in the arse that I'll have to buy a whole new figure just to get hold of these boots, because I doubt you'll find these on eBay. Maybe, I don't know. But anyway, as you can see, yep, it looks fantastic on the body. So now I will put on the hands, and then I'll put on the head and put the knife in his hand, and then later on, just out of curiosity, we'll try the Ryan Harper head as well. Alright, now the hands are back on the body. I forgot how hard it was to actually put the Cool Model's hands onto the Cool Model's wrist pegs. It's really difficult unless you heat up the hands first with a hairdryer. Not the whole hand, but hold it by the fingers and just heat up the actual part that attaches onto the wrist peg. And then that will make it a lot easier for you, because without doing that, it's a nightmare trying to get the hands back on the body. Also decorated a little bit, found my leaves, so I brought them in. And also found my 2 certificates of authenticity, one for the head sculpt by One's Customs, and this one for the Tennille's coveralls and t-shirt. So if we get a look here, I've already reviewed these coveralls originally when I got them back in 2018. You can see there, September 2018, Tennille, and she gives you a little sample of both the t-shirt material and the coveralls material. And yeah, just says what it says. And then we have this one here for the One's Customs head sculpt. Just says certificate of authenticity Michael 78. So that's what this head sculpt was called. They've all got different names, like Deborah's Son for the I think that was one of the Rob Zombie ones, and all the different ones, you know, the Blackest Eyes, V1, V2, and all that stuff. But this one is the Michael 78 1/4 scale head sculpt by One's Customs signature, and this one's from 2018 as well. So yeah, it was all done around the same time. Alright, so we'll just get this out of the way just to confirm, yes, the Ryan Harper head sculpt that I had, unfortunately, is too small for this setup. But this was a prototype head. I remember this was one of the very first, maybe the very first quarter scale 78 head that Ryan ever did. And he just sent it along, hoping for the best, because he didn't have this body or the coveralls to measure it to. So it was kind of a roll the dice and maybe it'll fit, I'll send it along to you and hopefully it'll work out. Unfortunately, it didn't, but an amazing sculpt. I do love it. And it's a damn shame it doesn't fit. So let's go with the original one that I always used, and we'll pop it on. You can see it's bigger, so let's get that on there. Just have to get the neck peg to go into the little socket, because there's actually a little socket in there. So I might need both hands to get this on properly. Alright, and there he is, all complete. And everything is in proportion. And he's never had any decent boots before. I had to make his boots myself originally when he was set up as the 78, and it was quite funny. Never tried making boots out of clay before, or super sculpty clay I think it was. But yeah, the 2018 NECA boots have worked out fantastic. And the Once Customs head sculpt is very well proportioned to the body and the coveralls, and the knife is looking awesome, and everything's finished. So I'll put him in a couple of little poses for you, and then I might try and find a spot for him in the room. There's not too much room on the shelf, to be honest. I'll have to figure it out, but seeing as it is October, it seems appropriate. I'm just tweaking a few things. Always remember the old tug and a pinch trick that I showed you in the review on the 1/6 scale Trick or Treat Studios 78 Myers. Just grab the bottom of his coveralls and just tug them. You don't really need to do any pinch action with this one. It's more of a tug fest. It's not the first time I've done one of those, but yeah, so everything is looking pretty sweet. I am going to try and find, because I have a bag of the other hands that came with this cool model's body. I want to see if I can find a better knife holding hand. It's good for holding the knife, but it's not really full on gripping it. It works, but I need something better. So I'm going to have a rummage in my drawer and see if it came with a better hand. I mean, it didn't, otherwise I'd be using it, but I'll have a check just in case. Look at that. Beautiful. Alright, I found the spare hands. Unfortunately, no, there's no hand here for really holding onto the knife properly. Unless you wanted to get really crazy and Dremel a big enough hole in that fist so that he could hold onto the knife that way, but then you're going to completely destroy, you know, I mean, it would look good from maybe there, but as soon as you come around here, you'd notice that I drilled a big hole in it. But no, 2 fists, and this left hand here, I mean, if you had like a big axe or something, that'd be handy, but it's not really a knife holding hand, I don't think. And plus this is left hand. I want him to hold it in his right. That's a gun holding hand. And yeah, here's some of the other little bits that the cool model's body came with. I think that's all to do with the neck and putting on heads and stuff. So no, we'll have to stick with the hand that we're using. Gets the job done, it's fine. I was just checking to see if I could make it look a little bit more, you know, always said he should look like he's really gripping that knife. Angry hands, Michael has. Angry. That's not as angry as I'd like it, but it'll have to do. Won't it, Mr. Shapey Shaperson? Yes. Right, the cool model's body is very good. It does have a double bend in the elbow. Not that I'm showing you that right now, but he can lift his arm up nice and high and you can get some nice slashing poses happening. Very appropriate for Michael Myers. So, great balance with the boots that I've used. Very cool looking piece. And there's the double bend in the elbow, which allows you to get the knife nice and close to the head sculpt of the mask. You get some cool poses happening. I suppose I should show you a few little height comparisons with this figure next to some other quarter scale official figures from NECA, maybe Hot Toys, Entebbe, just to give you a sense of how big this is next to those. Then we'll wrap it up. But he's looking really good, and it's good to have him back in full form. Alright, so this is the Hot Toys Dark Knight Rises official Batman figure on the right, and custom 78 Myers on the left. And as you can see, Myers towers over Batman. He's a very big figure. Now, that is obviously way off, because Nick Castle, who played for the majority of the scenes, Michael Myers in 78, was 5'10". Christian Bale, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure he's just over 6 foot. So, yeah, Bale should be taller than Michael Myers. But it is a custom figure, you know, and a nice big custom Michael Myers imposing presence. There's nothing wrong with that. But he's certainly not going to look quite right next to a Hot Toys quarter scale figure. That much is evident. Let's try him next to the NECA quarter scale Freddy Krueger from Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2, Freddy's Revenge. Yes. Alright, so it's not too bad when you put the Freddy Krueger here by NECA next to the custom Myers. That's not too bad, because I always think of the scene where I always forget the name when I'm ever making a video. I think it's Tina in the original Nightmare on Elm Street when he's chasing her down the alley at the back of her house, and she rips his face off and he's dragging his nails, his long arms down the wall and stuff. But when he starts chasing her, he's all kind of like squatting down, running all creepy. He always looks quite small to me in that bit. So yeah, that doesn't look too bad comparison-wise, height-wise. I think they would go together quite nicely. I mean, sometimes I get tempted to, on the back wall here that you never really see when I'm filming, but you've got your kind of corner shelves, and that's all Batman from the Christopher Nolan trilogy. Like over here, we got the NECA Batman Begins, and then the Enter Bay Batman Begins. So it might be nice to change it up for the rest of this month, and I can put these two, one there, and what other horror figures do I have in quarter scale? Well, I've got the Alien from the original Alien. He's over there, chilling by the guitar. Or maybe the Art the Clown statue. That's bigger than quarter scale, but that would look nice. I might have to do that, actually. Just for October. Am I forgetting anyone else? Who have I got in quarter scale? I've got Predator. I should get a Jason. That would be nice. There's loads of quarter scale NECA Jason figures. I don't have any of those, but then I could have the big three on the shelves behind me, plus not Pennywise. Oh, they did make Pennywise as well. I would have got the NECA quarter scale Pennywise from the first It movie, the remakes anyway, but they only gave you one head sculpt, and I really wanted two, and it just put me off because I thought I want options, and they gave you so many head sculpts with the smaller ones, like these ones here, and only one head sculpt with the big one. So I thought they cheaped out a little bit there. And you know I love that company. I ain't got bad words to say about NECA. Absolutely worship that company. They are so cool. But really should have given you an extra head with the quarter scale Pennywise. Maybe they'll do another one someday. I think they would have done it by now because It Part 2 happened. Are we getting another It film? Maybe. Who knows. Anyway, moving on. But that doesn't look too bad to me, height-wise. I think that looks really cool. And if you haven't seen my review on this Freddy Krueger figure, look it up because it was really fun to do, and he was such a surprise. I was so impressed with this one. So check out the review on the NECA Freddy Part 2 on my channel. This is a bit of a random one, but here he is next to Batman, Ben Affleck's Batman, that is. And this was an amazing gift from my buddy Glenn Page from Cult Creations. Thank you very much, Glenn, for sending this beast along. And there he is next to Michael Myers, and he seems to be a little bit shorter than Michael Myers, so that doesn't really work, but just to give you an idea of what it looks like, it's next to I believe it is Jack's Pacific. Jack's Pacific, is that what the word? It'll be under here somewhere. Let me, upside down. What have we got? Yeah, Jack's, Jakks Pacific. See, I'm not very familiar with these guys. I am aware of them. I know people who have some stuff up by them, but that's really my first experience with the company, thanks to Glenn. So yeah, that's how they look side by side. Not too bad. Alright, that's pretty much the video, guys. I hope you found it useful. Maybe if you're planning on putting together your own custom quarter scale 78 Myers figure one day, I've given you some pretty good ingredients to cook up a beastly figure. So yeah, I hope you found it useful. I am going to see Halloween Kills this coming Friday on October 15th, the same day as pretty much everyone else is going to see it. I know some people get to see it on October 14th, you lucky buggers, but I was only able to manage to see it on the 15th, which is fine. So I will be doing a review, but I'm going to do it as a live stream on the Saturday after, or the Sunday after. So see the film on October 15th, and then I'm going to do a live stream review so I can talk to you guys about it and share my thoughts. It should be fun. I'll do that on Saturday the 16th or Sunday the 17th. So I won't be doing the live stream this coming Friday because I'll be seeing Halloween Kills. So bear that in mind. I'll do it on the Saturday or Sunday instead. Subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon next to the subscription button. That way you'll get email notifications every time I upload a new video. Make sure you follow me on Instagram at dknight333. Plenty of pictures and clips go up on there, and I also usually tease whatever video I'm doing next on YouTube on Instagram. If you're a fan of the channel, if you find it useful, please consider jumping over onto Patreon and supporting the channel. You can do as little as $1 a month, and you'll get your name at the end of every video, just like the credits of a movie. All my Patreons are producers of my content, and I really am depending on Patreon to pick up a little bit. I got almost 28,000 subscribers and just under 40 Patreons, and I've been doing Patreon for about 3 years now, so it's really slow to get going. So if you are a fan, and if it is in your means to do $1 a month on Patreon, I really would appreciate it. I really want to get started with the merch for the channel, guys. I want to get that logo of mine, since I've had from day one on the channel. I want to start doing t-shirts and caps and stickers, but I'm dependent on Patreon to be able to do that. So yeah, the link will be underneath the video in the description. Alright, having a great October. More stuff on the way, more Michael Myers, Freddy, even some Batman stuff I've got planned for the rest of the month. So we've got some really cool horror stuff coming up, and I hope you're having a great October. So I'll see you next time on the channel. Take it easy. Bye bye.